Welcome to the underground city. This setting illustrates a work of fiction by the author Dana W. Paxson, titled Descending Road. What you see, read, and touch here is meant to give you a sense of the world of the fiction, and link you directly into scenes and information in its created world. It's not a literal depiction, it's more of an evocation of the story content. By itself, this setting is a work of art, constructed entirely by the author of the stories, as both illustration and evocation. You can touch anything, anywhere in the city that shows itself to be touchable. Sometimes it speaks chat text to you, sometimes it offers you a note card, sometimes it animates, and sometimes it offers you a link that plunges you straight into a scene from the Descending Road stories themselves. Next to many displays, you'll see wall panels in black, blue, and white with a big black S on them. When you touch one, it offers you a link via local chat to the scene from the fiction that inspired the display nearby. The scene you'll see links forward and backward in one of the stories, so you can just go and read the scene and its whole story if you like. This is the gallery. These images are all taken from different parts of the city to show you some of its variety in one place. We're standing above the central well of the city, and from here you can see 4 of its levels. Experienced visitors can simply fly up and down between levels, but today we're going to use another way. The concentric black and white circles on the floor mark an teleporter, which teleports you up and down between levels. That's what we'll use now to go downward. Here's a smaller well visitors can use to see and move up and down. These wells are called aswalls in the stories of Descending Road. These screens of hanging plants are everywhere in the city. Along with the pale green wall ivy, they provide the underground city with added oxygen, using the ceiling lights for photosynthesis. Birds and insects live in the wall plants and hangings, making up an underground ecology. The ceiling lamps of the city change over a daily cycle, brightening and dimming as the Tarnis day begins and ends. The entire work of Descending Road is made up of many intersecting stories. You can read the whole work at the author's website. Visitors here who use Viewer 2 from Linden Labs can read from the website right here. Now we'll see more about the way the city is built. This is the architecture chamber, where we'll get some idea of the size and structure of the city as it is portrayed in Descending Road. Some of the displays here will animate at a touch to present illustrative detail. Here's the overall shape of the city of the stories. The display offers chat text to prompt the visitor and explain in detail. A touch brings this flat image out to see it in 3D. The ovoid you see emerging shows the city's shape. Notice the spiral turnings in concentric shells. Touching the ovoid shows it resized to the actual proportions of the city. This city we're standing in represents only a tiny piece of the city of the stories. This box shows the general shape of the place we're in right now. It contains an aswall, a multi-level street crossing. Below the box on the floor and raised up also is the radial plan layout of the 3rd level of the city. In reality, the 3rd level would be over 8 kilometers across. Now we'll see how this place might fit into a part of the fictional city. To see the scale of the city by comparison, touch the model. The model shrinks and settles into its proper size and position in the level 3 diagram on the floor. You can now get an idea of the true scale of the city. Here you can see the 3D shapes of the spiral stairs and the air shafts of the city. Next to these in this chamber is a door to an actual spiral stairway. The spiral air shaft is in another corner of the city display we're now touring. Descending Road takes place over 20,000 years in the future. A starship leaves Earth in 2314 with colonists in cold sleep. It travels 12,000 years to get to the Zeta Tucanae star system. Its surviving passengers colonize the planet Turnus. After arriving at Turnus, one of the surviving passengers on the starship improvised this verse to an old Scottish song of exile. Nearly 10,000 years pass. Earth becomes a vivid digital memory that haunts and reshapes social life on the planet. We're descending to the lowest levels of the city. We will fly this time. Here is a city puzzle. How does a visitor get this to happen? The small wall panel with the word HELL on it gives clues at a touch, but solving the puzzle takes work. Follow me now down the steps inside. This is the bottom level here. It shows a little of what the lowest levels of the fictional city are like. The little dancing lights here are called Acheron. The Acheron might be electrically charged objects, or they might be something else. A touch gives a better idea. Now we'll see where bioengineered humans called andros are made. These vertical towers are andro vats filled with a kind of amniotic fluid in which the andros are gestated and grown to maturity. The andro embryos are inserted at the top of each vat, above the ceiling grillwork you see here. Nutrients and other supporting fluids are pumped into each vat, and waste is filtered and pumped out. The pale blue-green valves in each vat open at a touch from within, or from the control room above, to stage the developing andro down to the next level. At the second stage, shown here by the circular platform, a sensi mask is fastened to each andro's face to provide brain patterning and stimulation, along with first access to a bioengineered virtual reality shared by all andros. This VR is called Inner Space. Andros are very sensitive people, and they suffer from recurring nightmares. We are about to get a little feeling of one of these experiences. This display eventually dissipates to let visitors return to the street, but don't stay too long or it will trap you again. Now for a visit to Caladrina's restaurant. This is Caladrina's restaurant. It's a favorite meeting place for some of the story characters. This blue-ceilinged area displays text from one of the dark and horrific scenes from some of the stories, in which an alien confronts a human military detachment that has just torched a home. The Rockswell track Memwall lets city dwellers remember their lost ones, using fragrant ashes from city flowers to write messages on the wall. A touch on a bit of graffiti here links you to the story scene in which the lost one died. Now for the deepest secret of the city. Please, follow me as we go up 2 levels. This chamber is used by Arlen, the head of R-Corp, for his business dealings. But it has another use none of the humans knows about. Some of the story characters have had dealings with the aliens. Their interactions have enabled these characters to become aware of things other humans can't perceive. We touch the rose. What you're seeing here is a vehicle that seems to follow laws of physics. that transcend our understanding. No explanation of this is given in the stories, just the experience. We're returning to the gallery above to finish this short tour. Thank you for touring the city with me. I hope you've had a good time. Come back anytime to see these places in more detail and investigate some of those I couldn't show you today. This city is a work in progress. There will be even more to see. Thank you.